Hello everyone, it's Thursday, May 1st, 2025. In a few minutes we will go over the most recent market updates, the US GDP, US PCE and non-farm payroll, and Bank of Japan interest rates. We will also go over technical analysis for Euro USD and for USD JPY. Now let's get started. As we all know, yesterday we had the gross domestic product from the US and the economy shrank by negative 0.3% in the first quarter of 2025. We also had the personal consumption expenditure, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. The year-over-year PCE price index came at 2.6% as expected, and well below last month's reading of 3%. Tomorrow morning we have the US non-farm payroll, and the forecasted number according to the Bloomberg analyst surveys and the economic calendar stands at 130,000 jobs added to the economy in April of 2025 compared to 228,000 added in March. The unemployment rate is expected to remain unchanged at 4.2%, and the average hourly earnings are also expected to remain unchanged at 0.3%. Following the recent numbers or the recent data released, according to the CME FedWatch tool, the expectations for interest rates to remain unchanged at their current level for the May 7th 2025 FOMC meeting currently stands at 95.8%. However, as we look forward to future meetings, we can see that the market is currently looking at around 4 by 25 basis point cuts between this month or this meeting and the end of 2025. In Japan, and as widely expected, Bank of Japan held its interest rate at its current level of 0.5%, and Bank of Japan also cut its forecast for the upcoming year, which ends in March 2026, by half. In January, we were looking at 1.1%, and currently we are looking at 0.5%. Bank of Japan said it's extremely uncertain how trade and other policies in each jurisdiction will evolve and how overseas economic activity and prices will react to them. Moving over to technical analysis, and we are going to take a look first at Euro USD daily chart. As we can see on the screen, price action or the price has been moving within an ascending channel, finding resistance along the upper border of the channel, including the day on April 17th when the European Central Bank cut interest rates by 25 basis points. Following the ECB's decision, price action continued to trade for multiple days in a row below the pivot point, the weekly pivot point of 1.1415. We have a confluence of support below price action represented by the intersection of the monthly pivot point at 1.1226 with the lower border of the ascending channel, as well as a weekly support near 1.1256. Price is trading below its fast moving averages, the EMA and SMA 9, and above its SMA 21 intermediate moving average. We have the stochastics indicator at oversold zone, and we have the RSI remains near its neutral level. On the weekly time frame, price action continued to find support at S3 142.47, a historical price level where price found support previously in September of 2024. We also have a confluence of resistance ahead of price action represented by the intersection of two fast moving averages, EMA 9, SMA 9, as well as a potential exhaustion gap that we have within the same range, and the extension of this line here, which represents a historical ascending or a lower border of an ascending channel. Lagging indicators RSI and stochastics are in line with price action, rising from their oversold territories, and we also have on stochastics the percentage K line crossed above its percentage D line. On the daily time frame, we had price action moving within a descending channel, which we've been following for a while. Price action traded along the channel upper border for few days, multiple days, which also intersects with a weekly pivot point of 142.53. Price action broke above the confluence of resistance over the pivot point, and also broke above the monthly pivot point of 144.82. The break took place following the US data that we had yesterday and Bank of Japan interest rate decision. At the moment, price action is trading above its fast and intermediate moving averages, as well as the weekly and the monthly pivot point, and R1 of 145.17. And although the daily and the weekly charts for USD JPY reflects trends in price action, however, we need to bear in mind that we have formations on the monthly chart that we also need to keep an eye on. We have a double top formation, and we have a strong support level at the moment where price is currently finding support. A break below this level for any future price action can be critical for this currency pair. Thank you everyone, and I wanted to remind everyone that we have a webinar tomorrow morning live for the non-farm payroll numbers. You may register to attend the webinar through the link on the screen and the description, or you can watch on YouTube live. Thank you so much and have a great day.